guys, welcome back. So I wanted to kind of start a little series using certain eyeshadow palette brands, and so I wanted to start out by using my Pat McGrath Motherships or Pat McGrath palettes in general. I might, you know, have some of her little quads and quints and stuff kind of thrown in, but I really do not use my motherships. Like this one, Subliminal 1, the first one, you would think I would have used by now, but I haven't. Actually, this is not the palette that I've had for the longest, even though it's the first one. I think this is one of the last ones that I purchased from her because I didn't have this in my collection, and I bought this during one of the holiday sales maybe a year or two ago. So I know she had some that were like half off at one point in time, and so this was one of the ones that I grabbed because I didn't have it. So yeah, this is the one that I want to play with today, the Subliminal 1 Mothership palette from Pat McGrath. Of course, it has the gorgeous blue in there, but yeah, so I am going to do a full face today if you guys want to hang out with me, put on some makeup, and just kind of chill and relax. This is what we're going to do. Now, I do want to do some swatches of this palette, even though it's an old palette. You know, most people that have it, you know, are very familiar with it. But I want to swatch it and play with it and just kind of enjoy it, and also get a feel for what I want to put on my eyes today. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch the 4, you know, beautiful special shimmer shades first, just so, you know, I can see them on my skin and see what's happening. Okay, so, and I don't have the shade names. I don't know if they were like on a clear card or a, you know, I don't know how they came. I just know I don't have any shade names. So those are 2 of the beautiful specialty shimmers in here. Let's go ahead and swatch this blue and this shade that looks like it's white, but it has a bit of iridescence to it. So I really just want to see what I'm working with, just feel them on my fingertips, you know. So that's what they're looking like swatched right now. Very, very pretty. Okay, so now I'm going to swatch the rest of the palette. So I'll swatch these top 3 shades and then these bottom 3 shades. Okay, so this first one is like a satin, cream colored satin. This is a matte, a dark cool tone brown. And then this is another matte, a soft tan shade. Okay, and these are those 3 that were on the bottom. Beautiful, deep, gorgeous black. That one is like another satin. And that is another satin type shade. So really, really pretty. Gorgeous color story. I have a feel for what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna go into like this light tan shade, this like dark taupey gray shade, of course the black, and then of course I'm gonna play around with some of these shimmers. Okay, so first I'm gonna prep my eyelids with my Morphe eyeshadow primer, and I'm just applying that all over my lid with a firm, wide, flat brush. And this eyeshadow primer, as you can see, it just creates a nice, even matte type finish. It's not sticky or anything like that. It just feels like a nice matte base on your eyelids to apply your eyeshadow onto. I like it a lot, actually, really do. Okay, so I'm going to start out with this light tan shade here and just use that as a transition shade and just kind of blow it up towards my brow bone. Now sometimes, you know, these shadows, they look darker on the skin than they do in the pan, so I'm gonna put it in my crease just so I can see. Okay, so that's pretty true to color. Pretty true to color. And extremely pigmented. I see. I really did not need to pick up as much as I did. Yeah, that is very pigmented and very smooth. Okay, now that I have that base shade down, I want to go into this darker shade here, this taupey gray. And, ooh, that's nice. These shadows are so freaking smooth. It just makes me ask myself, like, why haven't you used these palettes? I'm focusing that in this crease, you know, well, above my crease. I have very hooded eyelids, as you can see. So I do take my crease shade up quite a bit just so it will actually be seen. Okay, you guys, I think I'm feeling like a halo eye today. I don't know, I love me a good halo eye, so I'm going into this black, and I saw how pigmented it was, so I'm gonna be very, very careful, and I'm going to shape up my eyes for a halo. I really love how with the shape of these refer brushes, with them having the little pointed tips and having smaller size brushes, you can really get in the spaces that you need to get into applying your eyeshadow without applying it where you don't want it to be. You can really focus it just where you want it. Okay, so of course now I'm going to go into the blue and tap some of that in the center of my lid. I thought about doing something a little different, like putting the blue in my inner corner and then putting one of the other shimmers on my eye. I might try that like a different time, but today I just wanted to keep it pretty predictable, I guess. You know. And plus, I don't know how much I would really like that, so maybe I'll try that another time when I'm not doing a video, because I would hate to have to wipe all of my makeup off and start over again. Ooh, that blue is pretty. And I didn't use any glitter primer. I usually use my e.l.f. glitter primer before I put on any type of shimmer or whatever, just to kind of keep the creasing down and help the shadow to stick, so hopefully it doesn't crease and disappear, but we shall see, because I sure didn't use any. Now I'm just going in with a little bit of that gray shade and just blending the edges of that blue. Although, you know, everything is pretty dark and smoky at this point, so I don't know how much of a difference it will make. Okay, and now I'm just kind of cleaning this up a bit under my eyes before I move on to my base. We'll come back and do the lashes and liner later. Okay, so to start off my base today, I'm going to go in with a primer. And the primer that I'm trying today is this Cali Ray So Blown primer. I've never tried it before. It says that this is a blurring collagen peptide primer. So I picked this small one up from Sephora just to give it a try, see if I like it, and if I do, then I can get a larger one. So I just got this cute little one here, and this is what it is looking like. Oh, it smells nice. I don't know if that's citrus, not sure, but it smells nice. Feels nice too. I can definitely feel the blurring aspect of it, as well as like the smoothing, like it's kind of feels like it's filling in my pores a bit. I like that. Okay. Oh yeah, this feels really nice, and it smells good too. And I definitely can see the blurring aspect of it. Ooh, I haven't used a primer and really enjoyed the application this much in quite a while. So I must say I'm liking this a lot. I mean, I can literally see like my skin like having like a blurred effect to it as I'm applying it. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I can see it. I can see the blurring effect, and I like that. And it feels great. Feels great, and it smells great. It definitely has like a citrusy smell to it. Yeah, first impression, I'm loving this as a primer. Okay, so for foundation today, I'm going to be using my Tear foundation again. I have the shade 45W Chestnut. Now this shade I feel like is a little bit dark for me, but I like this foundation so much I'm going to use it. I did try the one above it. I believe it's 43W. And I don't know if it was like too neutral leaning. It was giving casket. Even though it was a bit of a closer color match to me, it was giving casket. So I was like, okay, do I want too dark or do I want casket? I don't want either one, but the way that this foundation is set up is not really like mix friendly. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, we're gonna go in with this shade today. So if it's a little too dark, just know I already know, okay? And I decided I wanted to try something a little different today. I want to, instead of using the applicator that comes with it, I want to use a sponge. So I'm going to try to use a damp sponge with this and see if I like that better than the applicator. I don't know. I just want to try some different things with this foundation and see which one I like the best. See, you can see it's just a hair too dark for me, but it's okay. But I was just curious as far as the application with a sponge, if I would like it or not. So I love this foundation, man. I wish it was my exact shade so bad. Because I love it. It just and I feel like with this primer, oh, it's going to be legit. Okay, legit. Now I might use up this foundation faster by using a sponge, you know, with it going in and soaking up foundation, but I definitely am loving the application. I feel like I can get just a better, more even application with this sponge than with their applicator. And I feel like it's just kind of like becoming one with my skin more so with this sponge than with their little applicator. Ooh, she looked good. Ooh, she looked good. Tear, y'all need to come out with a few more shades because I need one just a little bit lighter. Just a little bit lighter. But if I use like a lighter concealer and like less or no bronzer, it's less noticeable. The problem comes when you look at my neck, you know, and my chest. That's when the problem arises, okay? So it's a good thing we're in turtleneck season, right? And I'm noticing now, like as I get older, like I'm getting more like, I don't know what they are because they're not moles. I have a lot of moles. I get a lot of moles from my mom. I've always had moles all over my like body, my face, and all that kind of stuff. But I'm getting more of what looks like, I don't know, sunspots like on my face, and so I just have more things that I need to cover and conceal lately. Let's see. how we do under these eyes, because y'all know how I feel about them dark circles, child. But I didn't go in with anything, you know, before the foundation, because I really wanted to see how it would do with this sponge, and so far it is doing superbly. Look at this finish, and look at the coverage. Y'all saw how I looked before I put my foundation on, okay? It's okay, I know I wake up to that every day. I know what I look like, child. But it's just something about this foundation. Man, get out of town. Get out of town. Get out of town. This is like one of the best foundations I have tried in a long time. A very long time. Okay, so let's move on to concealer. Okay, so for concealer today, I'm going to be using my Maybelline. This is the Instant Rewind Eraser Concealer. I never used to like this concealer. I only tried it like once or twice in the past, trying to force myself to love it because everybody was like, oh, it's so amazing, da 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 da. But I always hated it. So I said, you know what? Now that I have tried out a lot more concealer, you know, and I like to kind of squeeze it out on my hand. I don't like to use it from here. I just, So anyways, now that I've tried many other concealers, I feel like I can have a better gauge of whether or not I truly like this. So I'm trying to, you know, work with it, figure it out. Using one of my BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy brushes to apply this. And you know, so I'm trying it out again, trying to see how I feel about it. And you know, if I have some different thoughts on it now that I've tried a lot of other concealers. It's funny because I used to always do my eyes first, you know, of course, because I didn't want to deal with fallout on my face. But since I started doing my face first, now it's more difficult for me to do my eyes first and do my complexion after. It's the weirdest thing. It's like I've gotten used to doing my face first. So when I do my eyes first, it feels a little weird to me now. And this concealer is definitely going to help brighten up my face, you know, from this dark foundation. It's going to help brighten me up a bit. And so now I'm going to take the foundation that's left over on this sponge and just, you know, help to blend out the edges of that concealer. Okay, now I'm going to go in with my bronze stick from ColourPop. So I'm going to do a little bit of cream bronzer with this stick. I'm gonna leave my nose alone since that foundation is already kind of snatching it. And I'm going to use the butt end of the sponge to blend out this bronzer. Now I'm going to go in with this Give Beauty Dewy Plump Collagen Cheek Tint. So I'm going to be using this as my blush. Really, really pretty. And I'm just putting some of this on the back of my hand first because I'm not super duper familiar with this formula, so I just want to kind of see before I just plaster it on my cheeks, you know. So yeah, it doesn't look like it's like super duper pigmented or anything. So I can put a little more. This is a very, very soft formula, very light formula. So you definitely, if you like a lot of pigment, this might not be the formula for you. But I'm going to put a blush on top. Once I do my powder and everything, I'm going to double blush today. I wondered why it was on sale, and I'm thinking that might be why, is because maybe it's a little bit too soft, you know, too soft, too light, and maybe it doesn't last very long because of that. It's kind of balmy before it dries down, but I like this color. It's really pretty to me, so we'll see. But I am gonna double blush today, so. Okay, so let's go ahead and set our face. I'm going to be setting my highlighted areas with the Huda Beauty. This is the Cherry Blossom Pink Powder. I have really been, is that what it is? Yeah, Cherry Blossom Cake. I have been loving this powder ever since I grabbed it to try, and I was like nervous. I'm like, pink powder, I don't know. And I got the small one, but I love this stuff, you guys. Love it. So I'm just putting some on my little tray here, like I'm Al Pacino or something, okay? And I'm just going to use a small brush, tap it off, tap, 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 and I'm going to set those highlighted areas. Okay, so now I'm going to set the rest of my face with my ColourPop Pretty Fresh powder. This one is Deep Dark 21, and I feel like this powder is a little dark for me as well, so we'll see. But whenever I use it, it seems like it's okay. I really hope it doesn't like destroy this face, because I'm actually liking this face today. I'm just going to go lightly with this powder, not too heavy. Try not to do too much around my nose, because every single time I do my makeup, my nose starts running. And I know it's because of the powder and stuff, but every single time my nose starts running, and I'm like, I really don't want to blow my nose right now while I just put my makeup on. So, but yeah, we'll just dust that lightly. Okay, so you know how I said I was going to double blush today? I did pull out my Hourglass. This is the Lotus palette, the Ambient Lotus palette. And I wanted to use this, you know, for my, if I can get it open. I wanted to use this, play with it a little bit more, you know, to see about the bronzer. I know the blush and the highlight is beautiful, but I wanted to play with the bronzer a little bit more because I'm still not sure about it. So I felt like today would be a good time to try it out with this look. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit of this bronzer here and see if I see a difference. Because for me, the jury is still kind of out. I'm like, oh, I see it, but it's like, do you see it, girl? Do you see it, or are you just hoping you see it? Which is it? So I'm going in, getting, you know, a good amount on my brush, because I know it's not supposed to be like a super heavy duty bronzer situation going on, but I mean, As much as this palette costs, I do want to be able to see it, okay? On my skin tone. I feel like I should be able to see it. You know, and it could be depending on the type of brush you use, you know, the application style or whatever. But honey, I'm just going in like this with this brush and picking some up. Yeah, I feel like I can see it. I don't think I'm gaslighting myself. You guys let me know in the comments, because you're watching the video, you know, you're looking, you're seeing, and sometimes, you know, we can't, when we're putting the makeup on in front of the camera, we don't necessarily see it how you guys see it until like after we're editing and, you know, looking back at it. Sometimes we don't looking back at it. Sometimes we don't see, you know, what we're looking for until we go back and we edit and we're like, oh yeah, you can see that. Or, girl, I don't see nothing, right? So sometimes we be gaslighting ourselves like, yeah, I see it. And you go back and edit the video and it's like, what was you looking at, honey? Because you don't see nothing. So, I don't know. I feel like it is giving me a nice, soft bronze. Now, I know the blush is good and the highlight is good, so I'm going to go in with the blush and the highlight. Yeah, we see that. And I always go back in with my powder brush just to kind of blend, you know, everything in with that blush, so it doesn't stand out too much, even though, you know, it's very blushy today. Very blushy today. And this side of my face, well, this side I feel like has more light than this side, so that's why it looks like this side is darker than this side. It's the lighting setup in here. Let me get a little bit of this highlighter. I said a little bit. I guess the highlighter heard something else when I picked it up. Okay. Jeez Louise, I only wanted a little bit today. Ugh. Just a little bit. I don't want anything blinding today. I just want just a little bit. Yeah, the highlighter in this ambient palette is crazy. You would think the highlighter would be nice and soft since it's called an ambient palette, but honey. The highlighter is the most potent thing in the doggone palette. Okay, so let's finish up these eyes. I'm gonna go in with this. This is a Color Slide liner, this gorgeous blue shade, and it is called Adult Swim. I believe that's the name of it. So yeah, let me go ahead and go in with this dark blue. Okay, going back into the palette, I'm going to take this taupey gray shade and just smoke out my lower lash line just a little bit. I said I was gonna smoke it out just a little bit, but somewhere along the line I decided to smoke it out quite a bit, but I'm actually liking that. And I want to put a little bit of the gorgeous blue shade like on the lower part of my, you know, the inner part of my lower lash line, just a little bit, just to bring some of that blue down there. Oh, so pretty, so pretty. I think Pat McGrath has like the best shades ever. She literally has the best shadows. I mean, using these shadows, you know, after using like different mainstream palettes and indie palettes and all that stuff, is like, Her shadows, oh my goodness, bomb. Definitely worth the price. Definitely worth the price. Okay, so now I want to go into this gorgeous shade right here, and I'm going to tap a little bit of that in my inner corner just to brighten up this look just a little bit. I don't want to go crazy with it. I just want to add an element of pop. Oh my goodness, these shadows. It's nothing like them. Nothing like them. I would definitely encourage you, if you have this palette just in your collection, sitting on a shelf, collecting dust, just dust it off, honey, and play with her, cause Pat, Mama Pat. Okay, so let me put on some lashes. We'll come back and finish up the lips and we'll be done. Okay, you guys, I decided to go with something a little dramatic today. I typically don't do like dramatic lashes, but I love these Kiss Lash Drip lashes. It has like the 3D effect. And I got these a long time ago. I mean, I was still living in California, and I've been out here in Vegas almost 3 years. It'll be 3 years in the spring. So I'm gonna have to do something dramatic a little more often, because I'm loving these lashes with this blue smoky halo eyes. So let's hit up our lower lashes and, you know, blend our upper lashes. I'm going in with the Sephora Big by Definition mascara. I keep going back and forth with this mascara. One minute I love it, and the next minute I'm like, she ain't doing nothing. But I put it on yesterday when I did my makeup, and it was like, my lashes was just looking so full and so beautiful. And I don't know if it just depends on the type of eye look I'm doing or something, because, you know, with this being so dramatic, you know, I might not notice that much with this mascara, but it's like, I'm feeling like I love it. I don't know, maybe I'm hesitant to say that I love it because it's hard for me to love a mascara, but I'm feeling like I like this one. But y'all might hear me go back and forth with this mascara. In one video, I might be like, she ain't doing nothing. And then in the next video, it's like, I love it. So, I don't know. Like, tonight, I'm kind of feeling it. I'm kind of feeling it, you know? So, who knows? By the time we get to my product roundup, when I do my shop, my stash, I should know whether I love it or not. But I mean, right now, and maybe it's because, you know how sometimes as mascara gets older, it gets a little thicker, you know, and it kind of sticks to the lashes a little better sometimes. So it could be that. I like it better as it gets older because it gets a little more thick, a little more manageable for me. That's what I'm thinking. So, you know, because the formula changes a little bit as it gets older, and, you know, you get more air in the component. And so, yeah, because right now I'm really loving how it feels when I use it. It feels thicker. It just feels like it's giving my lower lashes a little bit more of va-va-va-voom, if that makes sense. And it ain't much, because y'all see I ain't got many lashes to va-va-va-voom with. But yeah, as I'm talking myself through it right now, that's what it is. It's because it's getting thicker. The more I use it, the older it gets, it's getting thicker. So I'm actually really liking it. Okay, so let's go in with our Sephora lip liner as usual. Okay, I think I'm gonna do kind of a light nudie type lip, and this is in the shade Molasses. And if they don't restock this lip liner soon, I'm about to be at Sephora headquarters cutting up. because why it take forever to restock a lip liner? Okay, and I found this Anastasia Beverly Hills lipstick. I was digging through my older lipsticks and lip liners and stuff, and I found this one, and it's just kind of a really pretty nude shade. Let me give y'all the name on this. This is Spice. So this is in the shade Spice. And just from the size of it, I'm assuming it came in like some type of little holiday kit or something, because I have a couple of them that are this tiny. Yeah, I like that color. It's pretty. And I like that the matte-ness of it is very comfortable. But still blendable. I like that. And I think it looks good with this bold eye, because it's not too much. It's not too aggressive, and we're not going to do no gloss today. We're just going to keep it matte. So yeah, I'm loving it. I'm feeling really good about this face. I like the way it looks, because it's matte, but it's like it still has a little bit of glow from within. I feel like coming through that Tear foundation with the sponge. I love how it applied. I love that foundation. I'm already just knowing I love it. The concealer, the Maybelline concealer, the jury's still out. The jury's still out on that. It's a little bit thick for my liking, but the pink powder from Huda, I love that pink powder. I do. I don't know why, but I love it. What else? The blush, the Give Beauty blush, you know, I went on top of it with the Hourglass palette. So the Give Beauty, I'll have to try that out by itself at some point in time. But just first impressions, I'm pretty sure that it's, because of the formula of it, it seems like it will fade away pretty quickly, because it was fading away while I was putting it on. But yeah, these lashes I'm loving. Of course, the Pat McGrath, what is it? Subliminal Mothership Volume 1. I mean, I already knew I was gonna love this, so that's no surprise. But yeah, like that inner corner. What is it? This shade right here? This shade right here in the inner corner, honey. Yeah. So yeah, if you have similar shades and can recreate this eye look, I definitely encourage you to do so. The cool tones, the smokiness, you know, it's pretty easy. And yeah, you definitely don't have to have this palette to create this eye look, but it helps. Okay, so that's it for today, you guys. I think we are done with the reconstruction of this face. And yeah, next I guess I'm going to play around with Mothership number 2, which is the green one. So Sublime, okay, that's the one with the green shadow in it. So we'll play around with that one next. Thank you so much for hanging out with me to create this look, and I'll see you on my next video. Toodles.